Welcome back to the Third Wind channel. Today, we're going to be doing a tier list of sets and locations from the 100, like the Ark, Sanctum, Arcadia, Polis, as examples. So, the way this will work, I've put them into order from how they appear on the show, which one appears first, to the last, and then we're just going to put them into tiers. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The Ark, I think the Ark is goated. I love the different constructs that come from the Ark without, apart from it being just a spectacle to look at, it's beautiful. And I love the different constructs in it, like how to make a society work inside the Ark. They have to have prisons, they have to execute people to save oxygen, they have to think about what their return plan is to the Earth, and it just creates it could have totally, made the Ark more of a mainstay on the show and made it, stretched out how long it would take for them to get to the Earth, because it was such a cool environment. And we return to the Ark quite a bit, and it eventually becomes Arcadia, yada, yada, yada. So, really cool place. I think definitely an S tier, and just a great introduction to the show. Next, we got the dropship, which for me is an A tier. Maybe it's just nostalgia, but I love the idea of the kind of moon landing style, and then they make that into their camp, surround it with walls. That's their introduction to the Earth. They've never seen it before, and the whole season 1 kind of revolves around this dropship area, and it ends with the little gas bombs, or like the sleepy gas things. So, and just the way they use the dropship for defense, I think all of it is genuine, and even as a prison. So I have a great appreciation for how they made this location work. Moving on, we have Ton DC, which is our first D tier, mostly because I didn't get the greatest impression of it. It wasn't very exciting. Other than the Lincoln Memorial, we don't get much of Washington DC, like Ton DC. That's the location of Washington DC. So it'd been cooler to see a little more. Other than that, we just don't get too much of it. So I'm gonna move on. It's not too interesting. Arcadia goes at about a B for me. I think it's just a little too mediocre for what it was. It was the remains of the Ark, and it felt like that sometimes, but also the space we got was just a little unexciting to me. And then you get like tents around and all that. Just the memories from Arcadia aren't necessarily great. I don't have too much to say about Arcadia. I just don't think it was too interesting. Moving on, we have Mount Weather, which was this mysterious location that was told to the teenagers what existed. And it's cool how it's like a military base, which was airtight and vault sealed for pretty much, I don't know, nuclear apocalypse means pretty much. So it's cool how that place survived and how people lived there, but obviously the people living there were not so cool. But the concept is cool, and I just think, it's okay. It's no bunker, when I talk about bunker, I mean like, Prime Fire bunker. Next, we get into Polis. I think Polis is the very top of A tier. I love that it's the capital. It's where Becca first landed, if I get the story right, and the bunkers under it. You get this really vibrant city with a market. We get lots of great scenes there, and we get to see the people, like really like a society. And the scenes in the tower, nonetheless, are very cool as well. And seeing Allie and Clark do their thing, very cool. What else can I say about Polis? I don't know. Why is it not completely est? I don't know. We just don't really associate that with home ever, and maybe that's one of the reasons why. The City of Light is, in concept, very cool. It's like virtual reality. It's like a game, but I don't know. That place gave me heebie-jeebies. So for me, that's about a C. The concept was cool. I think the execution could have been a little bit better. It didn't have to be so empty, kind of soulless. Moving on, we have Becca's Island, which features the mansion, Becca's lab, the satellite tower, the lighthouse, which was like a breath of fresh air into this kind of completely different environment. But what I want to focus on is the lab, where the Nightbloods are created. The spaceship away from Earth because of Pride and Fire is rebuilt or kind of um made viable again, and then Clark stays there during Prime Fire. So all that together make this a really cool place. I think just behind Polis. I honestly think that this was one of the reasons that season 4 was so cool. Moving on, we have the bunker. I can't remember if Shadow Valley or the bunker appeared first. Definitely the bunker. The bunker is complete S. I think this is my absolute favorite place from the 100. I don't know, I'm a bit of a fanboy of like apocalypse bunkers, and the idea that it worked, and seeing what would happen if you put, what was it, 600 people in a bunker, and tell them to ration and treat their neighbors, which they might not love, with respect, and then how that spirals into fighting in the pit, cannibalism, and all sorts of other things. I love that we come back to the pit. I love that the spin-off is started in the pit. All these different elements make the pit so cool. Or the bunker, I mean. The Second Dawn bunker, or whatever it's called. Super cool concept. Love this place. Moving on. Shadow Valley. It couldn't have been much more, but I guess it could have been a little more exciting. I think this is one of the reasons why Season 5 was a little bit, how can I say, not uneventful, but uninspired, uninteresting. I'd give Shadow Valley about a C. It's no offense, but I don't know. But it served its purpose. Don't get me wrong. It's just not that cool. Next we got Sanctum. Sanctum is an S for me, and this might be a bit of a controversial one, but I think the planet of Sanctum is a really cool idea. How it, you don't get all the luxuries of Earth, but these guys, and I'm zooming into the city of Sanctum, or they called it Sanctum, right? With a force field that kills everything that comes near the force field, and then the castle and the generators, and what else do you have? Just all the different elements of Sanctum. I thought it was a really cool place, honestly, and I didn't mind having it as a location for like 1 or 2 seasons, because it was, it felt like it was a vibe, I feel like you could have ended the show after the 5th season, and then this kind of complete switch in environments as 2 bonus seasons was refreshing and nice. So I like Sanctum, and I like what the different dynamics of the planet, and I like how we got a different perspective on how it is to live on a different planet. Moving on, we have Bordeaux. Bordeaux sucks. I don't know. I think, obviously the planet outside this confined space where you can survive is all right, but it just sucks. It's kind of lifeless, being one of the last things we see on the show before it ends. Just a little uninspired to me, and then they go full, like, I don't know, James Bond, beam thingies in your head, and, are we supposed to like this place? I don't know. It's a little better than Shadow Valley. That's as high as I'll go. Moving on, we have Skyring, which is a cool concept, but, like, did I love seeing this place? Was it really, it was pretty, but it just wasn't too interesting. The concept of it being a prison and you aging faster than your friends who aren't in prison was very cool. I think it's called time dilation or whatever. But it was cool. It was better than Bordeaux. That's all it'll get. Then we move on to Nakara, which is the worst location. I was excited we got a new planet. It looked cool, but it ended up being a place where people die and go into caves where you get eaten by a giant cave monster. And yeah, a bit of a letdown. Why did we have to come here at all? You know what I mean? Moving on, we have Etherea, which is a step up from Nakara. More interesting than Ton-DC. I'm prepared to put it just above the City of Light. I thought that, it was kind of like a second Earth in a way. It was closer to being habitable than Sanctum for humans. And I love the idea of this huge mountain which you have to scale. I like calling it Mount Olympus. It was quite epic, but we don't see it for very long. and I don't think I can put it much higher than this. So this is my list. Let me know in the comments down below what you would put as your favorites and your least favorites. I'm quite interested to see because I've never heard anyone bring this up quite a bit. Maybe I've heard people talk about the bunker though, but that's my list. If you enjoy this style of content, I have a few more videos out like this, and subscribe if you enjoy them because that lets me know that you want to see more. And without further ado, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys soon.